If it tastes good, great. If not, sorry folks. We'll just skip that part because I don't have pepper. We'll cut that out, right? I'm pretty good at burning things. So if you want something char grilled, you might want to come to my house for dinner. And bring your own dinner. Stir in another 1 to 2 tablespoons of what? Of the sauce? What? I don't remember them telling me to do that. Hi everybody, I'm Catenya McHenry and welcome to the Mom Who Can't Cook show. I'm the mom who can't cook. I feel sorry for my children every day because I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm trying to get better and trying to do less drive-through. So I'm trying different recipes every episode to add to my, hopefully, cooking experience and grow my cooking repertoire. So today's recipe comes from HelloFresh. Now you may be familiar with them. They are a food delivery service and I wanted to try them. I've tried the food before. I've ordered a subscription for my parents and I've tried the food. The food was really good. So I thought I'd try my hand at actually preparing a recipe. I'm kind of scared. This one involves several different things. The recipe is called Sriracha Pork Chops. And what I love about this one is it's transitional and versatile. So the dinner can also be used for another ingredient for lunch the next day. So I'm going to try to see if I can actually master it. It comes with all of the food already pre-packaged, which is great. It comes on ice. And the other thing I love, which is very helpful for me, I'm a very visual person, and so I love pictures. Pictures really help me. Now, this is really pretty. I don't know if mine is going to come out like this, but hopefully cross your fingers. The other thing I love about the recipe card is it's big, the pictures are big, and then on the back, it has step-by-step instructions on what you're supposed to do and when, because that's the other problem I have is not knowing when to start something so that everything is ready at the same time, especially if I'm making something that is involving a meat. In the past, I've made things like chicken, other stuff, and then I start the chicken too soon, and by the time everything else is ready, the chicken is so dry, nobody wants to eat it. So we end up doing drive-through. And I've thrown a lot of food away for that very reason. So let's go through the list of ingredients real quick, which is already included in a nice little handy bag, but I just want to go through so you know, if you want to make this on your own or kind of follow along with me, you may not want to do that. That might not be a good idea, but here's a list of instructions if you don't order from HelloFresh. There are scallions, carrots, pork chops, of course, soy sauce, sriracha, sugar snap peas, sour cream, rice. It's basmati rice. That's the other thing is I don't know food, so I don't even know if I'm pronouncing this correctly. White wine vinegar, Thai seasoning, honey, sesame oil, baguettes, I do know how to say that, and cilantro. So it says the total prep time is 40 minutes, which kind of scares me too because it makes me feel like there's a lot of stuff involved and that is very intimidating to me. So maybe the time will go quickly. I don't know. We'll see. Let's go through the bag of stuff. Everything comes in a nice little lunch bag and it's a recyclable bag too. And it's nice and sealed and it's labeled so you know exactly what's in it. Okay. So here is the cilantro. It's so cute how everything is packaged. I love organization like this. This makes it so easy. I love it. What is this? Green onions? Let me refer to my guide here. Oh no, these are scallions. Oh, it says right there, duh. Okay, this is the hot sauce. Look at these cute little packages. It's like Christmas. Oh my gosh, look how cute this is. The white wine vinegar. Carrots are already in there. Sour cream. Oh, look at the cute little baguettes. I love this. I'm so glad they did the shopping for me because that's the other thing that happens to me in the grocery store is I don't know where things actually are. And so I end up either just walking around the store like I'm lost, which I am aimlessly, or I have to stop and ask. I try not to have to stop and ask somebody because it's very embarrassing. But thankfully with HelloFresh, I don't have to do that. So everything is here. I love this. So fantastic. How fun is that? All right, so we'll get started. I'm gonna pull everything out and put it in bowls because then I can get to it a little bit easier. I washed all of the produce, so we're ready to go. My cilantro doesn't look so good. It's kind of droopy, So you might want to have to get some new cilantro. This is probably, I don't know, might be on its last leg, but I don't know cilantro very well, so this could be just fine. But it doesn't look so good, so I'm only going to use some of this. So the very first step, after I'm supposed to wash all of my produce, then I preheat the oven to 425, so I'm going to do that. And this is a fancy oven. Okay, so our oven is ready to go. Now, the next step says to trim and thinly slice the scallions. And I don't really know what thinly sliced means. So I'm just gonna do some stuff. I hope this is what it's supposed to look like. Oh, it looks like I use the scallions at the very end as a garnish. Yeah. Okay, so then after I do that, these are thinly sliced. Am I supposed to use the whole thing? I don't know. Well, this is what we're gonna use. If it tastes good, great. If not, sorry folks. Next, I'm supposed to melt 2 tablespoons of butter in a small pot over medium heat. Add 3/4 cup of water. Is that for the rice? So I don't really measure out. That's probably another small problem. I just like throw some stuff in there. Okay, so we've got our water boiling. Bring it to a boil and then add the rice. I'm gonna add the rice in. I've already put 3/4 cup of water in the pot. So that is in process. And on medium heat. Okay. I'm glad they're telling me step by step because again, like I don't know when exactly to start things. And my mom didn't teach me that part. Do you know I was kicked out of the kitchen when I was younger? That's why I didn't learn how to cook. Okay, so bring to a boil, add rice, and then cover and lower the heat. So now we're gonna go low. Now remind me to check this in a few minutes. Okay, next, cook until tender for about 15 minutes. Meanwhile, I'm supposed to peel the carrots. So let's do that. Peel the carrots using your peeler. Shave carrots lengthwise into ribbons over a medium bowl. Okay. This is my first time ever doing this. Isn't that crazy? I normally just, if we do have carrots in the house, I normally just cut them and chop them up, or the children just eat them just like they are without any editing to them. So this is the first time I've ever peeled a carrot. So this is kind of fun. There's a first time for everything, right? What if I can just, yeah. That's a pretty good carrot. You know they're good for you? That's what I'm told. In order to get me to eat carrots when I was younger, my mom would always say that it makes your eyes prettier. So I would eat carrots, and I would go to the bathroom, and I would just stare in the mirror to see if it made a difference in my eyes. I don't know. We parents tell our kids anything, right? To get them to eat nutritious and healthy. Now, there are 5 steps total. We're moving on to step 2. Step 2 is to toss the carrots and sear the pork. So I'm supposed to add the vinegar and add vinegar and 1 teaspoon of sugar to the bowl. I don't have sugar, so we're just gonna have to go with the white vinegar, and I guess I'm supposed to pour all of it in there. Then season with salt and pepper, okay? We'll just skip that part because I don't have pepper. We'll cut that out, right? Yeah. Toss to coat. And then cover with plastic wrap and keep refrigerated until lunch in the morning. Oh, so this isn't even for today. This is for lunch the next day. Well, why do they have me waste my time on this? I could have done this the next time for lunch. Jeez, I'm trying to work on this. Okay, so I'm gonna put this in the refrigerator. Okay, in the meantime, heat a large drizzle of oil in a large pan over medium heat. Okay. So I've got olive oil. And we're gonna get our fire going on the pan. This is for the pork. Oh, let's check on the rice. Didn't it say 15 minutes? I didn't set the timer on that. Oh, I don't really know what it's supposed to look like. I think it's at 15 minutes for the rice. It hasn't been 15 minutes yet. Okay, let's put some oil in the pan for the pork. Okay, in a large pan, pat the pork. Okay, the pork comes in this little nice little package, and there it looks like 2 pieces of pork in there. So I'm gonna take that out. I always like to add a little Tony Chachere's to whatever it is I'm making because it has the right amount of spices as well as seasoning. So I add it to anything and everything that I'm making, especially if it's meat. I even put this on boiled eggs. I like to make boiled eggs sometimes in the morning for me and my children, and it's great on anything. So it might be a good replacement. Again, I only do this because it's what my mom used. It's what she had in the cabinet. But Tony Chachere's, it's like the all-purpose seasoning, which I love. All right, so now we're gonna transfer the pork chops to the pan. And I'm told to cook it until it's brown, 2 to 3 minutes on each side. Well, it sounds like something good is happening. I always like to hear the sizzle, but I just have to make sure I don't burn it. I'm pretty good at burning things. Not that great at cooking, really good at burning things. So if you want something char grilled or charred, you might want to come to my house for dinner and bring your own dinner. That's what I should start doing. Come to my house for dinner, but BYOD, bring your own dinner. In the meantime, I should probably check on my rice. Oh, I think it's ready. All right. It's like long grain rice. Basmati? Oh God, I'm sure I'm gonna get emails about that. But it looks like the rice is ready. It smells like it is. And there's no more water left, so it's ready. Okay, so after it cooks for 2 to 3 minutes and I transfer the pork chops to the pan, and then I'm supposed to make a glaze. So I guess they're just gonna hang out on the pan until I call for them again. They go in the oven after that. So hanging out is probably good because I just hope they don't dry out while they're hanging out. All right, I'm gonna transfer the pork chop to the pan, and then they're just gonna hang out here for a little while. They can stay under the lights, get some more sun. That's what we like to do. Get them brown like me. Okay, so they're just gonna hang out here, and then I'm gonna make a glaze. Step 3 is to make the glaze. The glaze involves the scallions, the soy sauce, the honey, and the sriracha sauce. So I'm supposed to add the scallions to the pan. We still have it warm because we had our pork chops in here, which is great. I like, you know, versatile use of the pan. So I'm gonna pour the scallions in and then cook that over a medium heat for about 30 seconds. Make sure it's medium. Yeah, oh, that smells really good. That smell is very familiar. I didn't know it was scallions that smell like this. See, you learn something new every day. And then I'm supposed to pour in the soy sauce and the honey. Soy sauce, honey. I love honey. And about 4 teaspoons of the sriracha to taste. So, oh, that's what that looks like. Okay, cool, I know what that is. Okay, so let's stir this up. Now here's a tip. If the sauce gets too thick, then stir in another 1 to 2 tablespoons. Of what? Of the sauce? What? I don't know. Because if you just tell me pour in another of something. I don't know what you mean. I'm just guessing, and then that's when things go wrong, is when I guess, because I'm not a good guesser when it comes to food. I did miss putting in water. So I was supposed to put in water. That's another thing that happens to me, is I'll miss a step and I miss something. And I'm like, this doesn't taste right. What happened? It feels like a glaze. Like the consistency now, it feels like a glaze is supposed to feel. Pork chops, you all right over here hanging out? I hope so. The last step of step 3 is to remove the pan from the heat. So we're taking it off the heat and then stir in the sesame oil. And that was a little thick. It's not as thick as the honey, but it's still a little thick. Step 4 involves the peas, and then we are supposed to glaze the pork chops, put everything together and stick it in the oven. We are almost done. I'm on step 4. Remember, there are 5 total steps. So I'm almost there. I can see the finish line. So I'm supposed to take the peas and then trim the ends of the peas, and then these will be roasted. Okay, I'm not going to trim all of these. I don't think we're going to use all of these. I don't think my children will eat all of these anyway. Anything green scares them. So I did that, trim the ends. Then I'm supposed to place them on the empty side of the baking sheet and season them with plenty of salt and pepper. I'm going to use Tony Chachere's, and then I'm supposed to set aside some of the glaze. So let's do that. Okay, so I guess just spread them out. That's what the picture looks like. It says just place them. I'm just going to spread them out so they all get individualized attention in the oven. So let's see, set aside 1/3 of the glaze. I did that in a small bowl and then save for lunch for the next one. Brush the top of the pork with half of the remaining glaze and then roast it in the oven. Okay, so just glaze it, and this feels just like painting, just so relaxing. Sometimes you need just to get away. You know what? And I'm gonna put some glaze on the peas. They didn't say to do that, but it just seems like a good idea. I don't know. All right, let's put some Tony Chachere's on it. And this is it. This is the last step, you guys. Yeah, step 4. This is it. And then we pop it in the oven for 7 to 10 minutes. All right, that's kind of a lot. I don't recommend all of this seasoning, but it sure will taste good. It may not be good for your blood pressure, but it tastes good. All right, so we're gonna pop this in the oven for 7 to 10 minutes, and then I'm gonna get the other garnishes ready and then put the rice together and then plate it all, and then we'll taste it and we'll see if I actually did it right. We are now on step 5. I'm so excited. We actually made it through. We haven't burned anything. So what we're supposed to do now, it says to finish the dinner. We're at the finish line, what? All right, it says to fluff the rice with a fork and then stir in half the scallions. Now, every recipe, I miss something. So you remember earlier, I chopped up the scallions and I put all of them in the pan. I didn't put some aside and save some. I don't remember them telling me to do that. So apparently I was supposed to save some scallions and mix that in with the rice. I forgot to do that. I not forgot, I just didn't know I was supposed to do that. So we're just gonna have rice without the scallions, whatever, it'll be fine. Ooh, it looks good, it is nice and fluffy. So I guess there's a whole point to letting it sit. Science is amazing, isn't it? Oh, I love science. So that's what happened over here. A science experiment took place over here with the rice. All right, so it's fluffed. Don't have scallions to stir in, so it's just gonna be the rice. All right, so I'm supposed to scoop some out. See that? Looks good, right? It's nice and fluffy. Okay, and I'm just gonna pretend like I'm a decorator or a food creator or an artisanal food expert. That sounds good, right? Yeah, artisanal food expert. I think I'm gonna coin that term. Don't you steal it from me now. All right, so we've got the rice seasoned with salt and pepper. So we're gonna do Tony Chachere's, and maybe I'll just decorate the plate. Okay, now it's time to pull the pork chops out and finish everything off. This is a very exciting part. Just a few minutes ago, I asked my camera guy, do you smell something burning? And I peeked into the oven and nothing's burning except the glaze. So the glaze left a little bit of charcoal on the platter, but I guess that's what's supposed to happen. All right, so let's plate this and I'll show you the picture and then you can see how close I came to the picture. So it's just like, you know, kind of just placed just around like that. And I don't have scallions. Oh well. That's what it looks like. Is that it? Let me make sure I didn't miss anything. Garnish with remaining scallions. Spoon remaining glaze over everything. Yum. This looks really good. I actually feel like I accomplished something here. This looks good. Look how pretty. I'm so proud of myself. Okay, looks is one thing. Actually tasting good is another. It's the moment of truth. So just to recap, this meal came from HelloFresh. It's Sriracha Pork Chops. It's a dinner and a lunch. The lunch we're gonna make on a different episode, but I'm supposed to take the same amount of ingredients or the same ingredients and make lunch for the next day. I got through it okay. The only thing that burned is the glaze in the pan, which is, you know, not so bad. At least I don't have to throw any food away. But this is the moment of truth. So it looks okay. It doesn't look exactly like the picture, which I'll show you in a second, but now I get to taste it. All right, so here we go. Oh my God. That's really good. I can't believe I actually did this. Yes. Putting the glaze on the peas, I think was a good idea. You're welcome. That was good. All right, so all in all, it's a success. Oh my God. All right, so I wanted you to see what the picture looks like and then what my meal looks like. Overall, this recipe was not as cumbersome as I thought it was going to be. It looked kind of complicated. It had 5 steps. Anything more than 3, I get a little nervous and I start to lose confidence, but this one wasn't that bad. The prep time also kind of made me nervous. It said 40 minutes, but what I loved about this recipe is that it's individual ingredients. So it's the pork chops, they do their own thing, the rice is by itself, and then you add the peas. I think what was best that made the whole thing come together was the glaze. I never put the honey and the soy sauce and sriracha all together with the sesame oil. It just made such a great combination. It was good flavors all the way around, and they just sort of really melded really well together. So that glaze, you might be able to use the glaze for more than just this particular recipe. I think it's good on anything. So this is a great recipe. The next episode you'll see we'll take the same dinner ingredients and transition them into a lunch. But overall, this wasn't bad. It didn't scare me too much. It helps to have the pictures, and I think it did pretty good. Thank you so much for joining us, everybody. Thank God I didn't burn down anything today. We'll see you next time on the Mom Who Can't Cook show. Happy cooking!